Penguin Random House Audio presents Head Witch in Charge by Avery Flynn. Narrated by Kelsey Navarro Foster and Aaron Shedlock. To all the responsible for everything eldest daughters, and those who act as the responsible for everything eldest daughters, even if they aren't technically the oldest, out there, we appreciate your service. Even us youngest spoiled daughters. Smile emoji. XOXO, Avery. Chapter 1. Leona Sherwood. A year ago. Ever wake up and realize from the moment you open your eyes that this is the day when everything is going to go wrong? You know what I'm talking about, right? It's the kind of day when you get shampoo in your eye, nick your shin with the razor, and trip over your sister's rooster, literally, when you're walking out of the shower. The next thing you know, you are buck naked on your belly and all but kissing the hardwood floorboards because you went ass over tea kettle. Sure, a quickly whispered gentle fall spell saves you from face planting completely and breaking your nose in the process. But your triumph only lasts a moment because that's when the stupid rooster decides to stand right on your big, round, naked ass. Just let that sit with you for a minute. 4 toes that each go in a different direction, 3 of which are tipped with little claws and 1 with a gnarly and sharp upturned spur on your bare flesh. Creepy, gross, weirdly human skin-feeling rooster feet on your butt. I'm telling you, some days are just like this. The thing is, for me, I can't ever let anyone know I have those days because everyone, including my family, who I love dearly, has to believe that I'm calm, cool, and collected at all times. Why? Because I'm Leona Sherwood, the witch who will someday lead the most powerful magical family in all of Witchingdom. The Sherwoods. Yep, that's right. I'll be the head witch in charge, whether I want to be or not. As such, there are certain expectations about how I should act, how I must speak, and how I have to breathe. At least that's how it feels sometimes. Also, being the Sherwood heir means I have responsibilities and expectations. I have to get it right the first time. And I have to set the example for all my sisters. Which is why I can't give in to the urge right now to let my forehead thump against the floor repeatedly because of this cursed day. As Mother always says, a Sherwood never admits defeat. A Sherwood keeps their chin pointing upward, their icy gaze unflinching, and their intimidation factor setting on 1 billion. All while making it look easy because we never let them see us sweat. It's not exactly a family mantra, but it has been drilled into my head since I was 3 and cast my first spell. So there is no way my sister B's rooster familiar and his nasty feet are going to beat me. Barkley, I say, making my voice as intimidating as possible, which I admit is about as 10th as scary as my mom's. Get off my ass or I'm going to magic you into fried chicken. The miserable rooster crows a complaining cock-a-doodle-doo, but hops off my butt. I'd ask, my mom says from the direction of my door, which I swear I'd closed, but I'm afraid the explanation is more than I would want to process. I look up, and there's my mom in all her regal perfection without a single thread of her reddish-tinged blonde hair out of place. She narrows her blue eyes. They're the same Caribbean Sea shade as my right eye, while my left is the same mossy green color as my dad's. She is, as always, assessing the situation and sussing out the advantages. Her shoulders are back, her spine unbending, and her serene smile unbothered. As the head of the Sherwood family, she is one of the most powerful witches in all of Witchingdom. She unnerves everyone, including, to a lesser extent, me and my 4 sisters. And it's her size 6.5 shoes I will be filling when I take over as the family matriarch. Mom whispers a few words in Latin and waves her fingers. The peanut butter scent of her magic fills the room a half-second before her spell lifts me and twirls me around. A robe appears out of nowhere and wraps itself around me. Then I'm carried through the air and deposited on the overstuffed chair by my bedroom's bay window. Now, that's much better. Mom says as she gracefully walks into my room. We need to discuss your options. For lunch? I ask hopefully, knowing full well that is very much not what she meant. She frowns and sits down on the chair across from me, doing a little hand wave and making a small table appear that is covered in all the fixings for a high tea. There are scones and clotted cream, little crustless sandwiches, square bite-sized cakes, and my favorite strawberry preserves. I like strawberries because I love tart and sweet tastes together at the same time. It's my jam. Ha, you get it? Okay, fine, I'm not the funny Sherwood sister. That's my older sister, Effie. She has the snark on lockdown and has all the benefits of being the eldest Sherwood daughter without the responsibilities of being the heir. The woman lucked out when the magic didn't choose her to be the next Sherwood matriarch. Nope. I had to be the one who came out of the womb sparkling like I'd been glitter-bombed in utero. Why did the magic choose me instead of the firstborn per usual? If anyone knows the answer to that, they aren't sharing it with me. It's not like it matters anyway. I am what I am. The Sherwood sister most likely to end up with a rooster on her ass. Regardless of whether anyone ever gets to see the bad luck chaos queen under the mostly uncrackable veneer of the Sherwood heir. Under my mom's watchful eye, I slather my scone with clotted cream and strawberry preserves. She gets that, exactly what I wanted look of superiority when I do it. I know what she's about, but I keep it to myself. I'd rather eat than argue again. You see, most of the really powerful magic in Witchingdom takes place in the kitchen. The whole family forms a circle around the cauldron. We chant the spell and voila, magic. The preserves I'm eating came out of one of these kitchen witchery spells. Strawberries aid in love, fertility, romance, luck, and success. All things the Sherwood heir must have in abundance. Hence why my matchmaking-minded mama is thrilled I'm eating it. I'm still in taste bud heaven when my mom clears her throat, drawing my attention. The look on her face can succinctly be described as on a mission. Leona, darling, we have important things to discuss. Mom says as she pours us each a cup of elderberry tea. As the heir, you have very specific responsibilities. Our entire family, from your great-grandmother to your second cousin's newborn baby, is depending on you. I know, Mom, I say before stuffing the last bite of scone into my mouth. The expression on her face softens, and she covers my hand with hers and squeezes. I know it's hard, but I know you can do it. She sits back and puts her business face back on as she does a little finger wave, and the images of 3 men appear in mid-air. You need to pick one of these eligible bachelors. Each will help the family grow stronger so we can better fight the council's efforts to turn Witchingdom into an authoritarian state. What's the council? Well, it's pretty much the witch's version of the boogeyman, only worse. Just what the world needs, right? Made up of an unknown number of witches from other families who feel they've lost their hold on the power they used to wield. They want to use their political influence to remake Witchingdom into a rigid world where everyone fits into their designated boxes, as determined by them, adheres to the status quo, as determined by them, and gives them 100% support, as determined by them. Basically, these people are the absolute worst kind of assholes you can imagine times 11 billion. If they are able to make that happen, there sure wouldn't be any witches like my sister Tilda, whose power doesn't work like anyone else's. Nope. Those witches who don't weave spells the same way everyone else does would be banished. Or worse. And for as much as Barkley is the bane of my existence, There's no way those assholes in the council would ever allow my sister B's witch familiar to be anything but a green-eyed.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?